What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Chris and Emily here. So tonight we're actually doing a first podcast, and it's gonna be on relationships. So, just getting into it. We also have our TikTok going live right now, and it's open for discussion. If they have any questions, whether it's just like generally about relationships, and they like have questions or personal about like us and want to know more about us, they are more than welcome to. So you guys have to follow our TikTok
live right here. We got the setup going,
and we'll plug that in at the bottom for sure. So relationships, things that we're going to be talking tonight about are going to be how we met, you know, how relationships are, you know, in society today, what this generation of love is compared to from the past, and personal tips and thoughts that we have. So stay tuned. All right, Emily. Well, does anybody, you know, have any questions so far? Do the same or?
No, we're just getting haze and highs so far. And yo, shout me out.
And a yo, shout me out. Shout out to yo, shout me out.
Oh, Rocky's going to the bathroom.
Nice. And, let's get into it though.
Okay.
So,
it's our first topic.
how we met.
Okay. You want to start it off?
No, I'm gonna let you get that off because I talked enough so far.
Okay. So we met about a year. No.
Well, over a year.
We've been dating for a year and like 4 months now, right?
Yeah, we've been dating for a year and 4 months now.
And we met about 2 years ago then, probably. Yeah. No, we definitely met about 2 years ago.
It's been about 2 years.
And we met at college, and we met through my roommate at the time, who now, like, I don't even am in contact with her now at all.
Right.
And he was never really in contact with her other than they had happened to have
we had biology together. So.
And our school does this thing called chapel requirements, and so you have to go attend them. And it was literally the one chapel he went to the entire year.
Oh yeah, but it was so dumb. Like if you didn't get chapel done, you also got fined at the end of the semester, and I had like almost $300 to pay because of the chapel fines that I didn't go to.
Yeah.
But like the one that I go to, I meet this beautiful angel. So go ahead, you can take it from there.
Oh yeah, but so it was the one that he went to, and he sat with Jaylene, who I always sat with her just because we were roommates and we always went to chapel together, and she invited you to sit with us, and so he joined, and that was pretty much the first time we met.
It was like a quick little introduction, like saying like hi and that's it. I tried talking to her a little bit here and there, but when you're in chapel you can't really talk too much. But afterwards I tried getting like information about her through her roommate, my classmate Jaylene, and she was like, totally blowing her off, like saying bad things which weren't even true.
Well, yeah, because backtracking, the whole reason she invited you to chapel,
right? Because I guess she liked me.
Was because she liked you.
But
we won't say that she has a boyfriend at the time, but you know,
we'll
leave that juicy gossip for a side detail. It's like not important in this.
I never knew she had a boyfriend, but of course you knew you're her roommate, and so she was just like basically deflecting all the questions that I had about Emily, and it wasn't until like a month or so later I met her again in the dorms, and that's when we like really kicked it off, and I was able to even get like your
here's another like funny coincidence about even that time. Just like goes to show you, like,
say hi to Buddy.
He was chewing on corn.
I mean,
so
Rocky. Rip Buddy, guys. Rip Buddy in the chat. That's actually, I do it so often. We had another bulldog.
But anyway, you totally lost my train of thought.
You were talking about another weird coincidence that happened.
Oh, another weird coincidence about that. Like, okay, if chapel wasn't like enough for you already, it was that when we met the second time in the study lounge, I wasn't even going to come in and say hi to you guys.
Oh, I remember.
I was literally like 2 seconds away from just walking straight to my room and going and taking a nap, because I was like, and then I was like, no, I feel like that's kind of rude because like you both saw me and I felt like I was kind of like snubbing you guys. So I was like, oh, I'll just go say like hi really quick and then go take my nap. But
or you just saw like that cute guy in there and you're like, hey, whoa,
Rocky boy.
That scared me. Alright, well, we got a curious puppy, so.
Oh, my tea, I forgot about it. So,
yeah, so anyway, after that, I was like, we pretty much kicked it off. Like, that was like the big moment, I would say.
That time? The second one. Yeah.
Right. And
the second one was really where we got to like
talk to each other.
And get to know each other. And the thing about the second one was that you and Jaylene were both in there when I walked in, but she had to go to a class.
Right.
So it gave us an opportunity for just me and him to talk outside of having Jaylene.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, she was not like butting in any way.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. I got to pull some of my game on you.
I thought you were a little flirt, but whatever.
I wasn't a flirt. I was just attracted to you and your beauty and smart personality.
Oh, look at where we are now.
Yeah, and it's been great. So like after that, what? I started seeing you more so, hanging out in the dorm, and I wrote you a letter because I said like, hey, I'm gonna write you a letter, and I ended up writing this like really cute letter to her.
I still have it.
And she still has it.
It's on my nightstand.
Yeah, she used to keep it in the back of her phone where she like actually had it with her like all the time. And then
I actually got like very like the sentimental part of me that's like I feel like I have to like keep things that I really like freaked out because I was like, what if like after you lost your phone that one night, I was like, if that was me, I have this letter in it and I love it way too much, and so then I moved it. Yeah,
because one time I had my phone on top of the car as I was getting gas, and the thing just flew off, and I didn't realize it till I was halfway down the freeway. But after that incident, that's why she took it out. But so like after that, we went on a couple like dates, with other friends together. We went to the beach a couple times, and then we went and saw a musical. It was a Shrek musical.
Okay, yeah, that was our first.
That was like our first outing together.
Outside of school.
And then after that was like
because I remember I was so nervous, and I like dragged Alexis into it because I was like, I'm not doing this alone.
Oh, that's funny because I was thinking like that was the thing you were just gonna do.
No.
And then you just invited me.
No, I like dragged her into it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So it was like a thing you wanted to do with me, but you just like had her come.
Because it was like one of those things where I was like, okay, what the heck can I do with it? Because you were really like, oh, let's hang out, let's hang out. And I remember even talking to Alexis about this, and I was like, I don't think I can push this boy all the way off until the school starts again.
Oh, jeez.
Because I was like, it wasn't like I wasn't interested in you, but like I was like, oh, I'm gonna push him off until like the school starts. But it was like, oh my gosh, I'm way too awkward to do this. Can he wait until school starts to hang out again?
That's funny actually. Holy cow.
That's a little secret I never told them about.
Wow.
But so me buckling up my courage, I was like, okay, well, it's something that like I can drag her along with, and then
it was fun though.
Yeah.
Like we went to that. I've never really like been to too many musicals before that, and it was super fun. I was like holding your hand here and there and everything. You were messing with me a lot too. We went to In-N-Out afterwards.
Okay, guys. This is how nervous I was on this like little. It wasn't a date yet because we weren't officially like. Well, I mean, it was a date, but we weren't officially boyfriend and girlfriend. We were like dating.
We're just like we're dating, getting to know each other.
We weren't officially. But this is how nervous I was because we went to In-N-Out afterwards, and I wanted a vanilla shake.
Right.
And they gave me a chocolate shake.
Yeah, they gave her a chocolate shake.
And guys, I was like, wow, this is kind of like brown for a chocolate shake. And then I was like, but it's definitely vanilla. And I was like, but it's definitely vanilla.
Right.
And Chris looks at it and he like tries it and he's like, you think this is vanilla? And I was
she was like already halfway done with it.
Yeah, and I was like dead convinced. And it was just because I was like so nervous that I couldn't like process anything in my brain.
Yeah, that's so funny. Didn't I put my arm around you too? And you're like,
I took it off.
Not today, buddy. No, that was really good. I actually was like super impressed with that. That was awesome.
I was like, no, not yet.
But I didn't do it like aggressively either.
It wasn't.
No,
it was just like too much for me. I was like, that's crossed the border that we haven't gotten to yet.
No, and I completely like respected that. That was like really cool. I thought when I like even looking back at it, and that night after looking back, I thought it was like super cool that you did that. And so. That was like our first big date, and then after that we did a lot of bonfires and stuff too.
Yeah, we went to bonfires, and that was like.
And those were really fun.
A lot of fun.
But like after, was there a third or second bonfire when I asked you out?
It was like I think it was our second bonfire of the summer, but it wasn't like the one with Alexis and all of the friends. It was one with your family.
Yeah, with my siblings. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we went to Oceanside on the pier, and it was super fun. there's a beautiful pier there, like at night, especially for sunset, and we went and had a bonfire there.
It's all lit up and everything.
Yeah, it's all like lit up down the pier and everything, so it's like super cool. I asked her if she wanted to go walk it with me, so we left the bonfire and went walking on the pier. And we went on the side of the pier, you know, to look out in the ocean, and Emily gets her arm.
No, that was a different night. That was a different night.
Yeah,
that did happen. That did happen. Go over there.
So anyway, back to
Sorry. Can you put him up on the bed so he stops chewing on the cords? All the cables.
And anyway, yeah, back to that story. We went like halfway down to the pier, and I was just like telling her my feelings about her and like how great I think she is and how comfortable I am with her and like how I see like a real like building and like growing relationship with her, because she was like became like my best friend, honestly, and that was just something I wanted to like continuously share with her and grow in. So I kind of just like professed like my love to her and how I like thought about her and cared about her, and asked her to be my girlfriend. And then after I asked her to be my girlfriend, I asked if I could get a kiss from her, and that was like our very first kiss. So like I wanted to wait to like ask. I wanted to be like 100% sure. Like I didn't want to like play any games or anything like that, and like, you know, try pulling crazy moves on you beforehand before asking you to be my girlfriend. So like I wanted, when I like got to know who you were, I wanted to make sure I was doing it right and like courting you the right way, which is like a big thing. Like for you guys out there listening, you really want to like court a girl, and you don't want to just like play against her because like you have these feelings and things you're trying just to like appease real quick. So I mean, I went through like a lot of that, you know, younger age, and sorry, this guy's chewing on my glasses. You don't want to go through that because you're not only like hurting yourself, whether it be like morally or whatever, you're also hurting her because she's like thinking these things are happening for a reason, and then it just like ended up getting blown off. But I didn't want to do that with her, so I felt like I think I did that pretty well. You know, not like tuning the horn or anything. I just like wanted to make sure it was done the right way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. And I mean, it's been like great ever since.
It's been good.
You know.
And that was like something that I also thought like in the moment, and like afterwards, like I was like that was like a super attractive move to be like actually like asked permission for like the first kiss, because it was like again like a boundary that we had never gone to before, and it was like, is this okay to do that?
So that's like
instead of assuming.
Right. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. But I mean, after that, like, and another thing too is like you never want to go into a relationship thinking like everything's going to be perfect, because no one is perfect, nor are you yourself. You know, it's always good to strive for that, but you're never going to be perfect. And if you go in with like these perfect mindsets, like, oh, this has got to be this way, like it's only going to ruin, you know, yourself and, you know, that relationship. So like
you're never going to meet perfect.
Right. You have to understand like we're human, and when you understand we're human, then you can actually like work towards things together instead of constantly like butting heads. Because like Emily and I would fight like here and there, of course.
Me and Krista have fought like the past 3 days.
Right, but like we become like, we were fair about it though too at the end.
Yeah,
like when it comes to like the end of it, we always it's never like, oh gosh, like what am I doing?
We've had a lot of things come up in life lately.
And like we've gone through like crazy challenging things, you know, and it's been like an honest like roller coaster, but
especially like the past like 6 months.
Like I'm happy I've gone through it with her, you know what I mean? Like she's my best friend, I can share everything with her, and I'm sure she can share everything with me. I mean, you have. But yeah, no, just like when you're able to like let everything be nurtured the right way, especially earlier in the relationship, it will grow to how you farm the situation. Like a farmer, you gotta think like that too. You know, a farmer, when he goes out with his crops, he's taking care of his crop and everything like that, and taking care of whatever he's growing. And if he takes care of it the right way, it's going to grow the right way. But if he's not taking care of it the right way, not watering enough, it's going to look terrible.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's not going to be, you know, functional. But yeah, so like, you gotta play things right. You just can't be selfish about a lot of things. You know, don't be selfish, be selfless. That's what's gonna help.
I know some good advice. Yeah.
But do you have anything to add?
I think you said a lot, honestly. You touched on a lot of things, and I agree with all of them.
So other than that, we talk about so what this generation of love is compared to in this past.
And just a quick pause on the podcast.
Okay.
If anybody, because I know new people.
Oh yeah, for you new people joining, if you have any questions, like we're talking about relationships.
Did you title this or anything for a podcast?
I did.
Okay. So yeah, if you have any questions going on,
I just said like podcast for YouTube.
We're doing a YouTube podcast, and if you have any interjections, any questions, any comments about anything that we're saying, anything that you think is different, if your views on a relationship are different than us, and just like a conversation that we can start. Then
or if you have like personal questions about us, we'll answer them too.
Chime in.
If you wondering about things or want tips and stuff, we're like, yeah, go ahead and ask us. So we'll give like a second to that.
So we've had a lot of people joining on that. Okay, continue. Sorry.
But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about like what this generation of love is compared to like past generations. I want to say, I was watching this, I forgot what the documentary was. It was on Netflix, and it was about like love today and like how it has changed. And it's really like how this like new generation has been like super selfish with their love, and it's like more of a satisfying my feelings with other people. And
it's a lot of that.
Right. Like, you'll see guys just like trying to hit up girls, or girls just like going out trying to hit up guys, just for that like quick one night or whatever. But that's happened for a long time, but to an extent, I think it's like coming out more so.
Easily accessible nowadays with technology.
Yeah,
all the apps that we have. It just is more of a presence than it was before.
And like they were talking about Woodstock and how there a lot of people, like when they weren't going to Woodstock and going all crazy and having the good time they were having, there's obviously a lot of intercourse and stuff. If I don't know if I can say that, but that was going on. And even though these people were like doing this like selfish like pleasure and just satisfying like that desire, a lot of them did still end up like getting married and having these kids together, and it like became something. But nowadays, like you do something with someone and you end up getting pregnant, or just like it's a quick one night stand, like well that's it, you go on to the next one. I mean, you see that a lot with like the apps like Tinder and stuff like that. It's really just like a hookup, like one time and done. But like back in the day when you got someone pregnant, or people were getting pregnant, that was like, okay, well we have to hurry up and get married and start this family, to make things okay. Because like in society back then, it was like, okay, well you better hurry up and start a family so it doesn't look bad.
That's what you've done.
Right. But now it's like more of like a blind eye where it's okay to do these kind of things compared to what it was like back in the day. So I mean, it's like really just I would say it's changed a lot, for sure.
Definitely.
What do you think?
No, I would. Yeah. So much. Like I said, it's just. I think it's a matter of like, especially social media.
Yeah. No, I think social media has
apps
been like a huge thing.
Accessibility of even like a more desirable life on social media too can cause that type of stuff, where it's more like I want to say like lustful and more like, oh, I want that, I need this in a second, and like once you got it, it's like you move on to the next.
Right. I feel like we've like not to cut off, but does anybody have questions?
No. Some people saying hi, some people saying good night.
Okay. We love you guys. Other than that though, like kind of just going off what you were saying, I feel like people have kind of numbed themselves to certain things, or like society has numbed like views of certain things, where how you're saying it's more accessible, to go through and get these kind of things, and it's just like nothing. Where a relationship is so much more, and that's something you really want to just like nurture, and because it comes to a point where you're just like getting too old for it and you're hurting so many people. But if you're able to like spend that time instead of wasting it onto something good, it's not only going to help you like mentally, the psychology of it is going to be so much more beneficial, where you're able to create something good instead of just like messing around with a bunch of people and yourself.
Well, I think that's also like another like big issues with like relationships nowadays. Is like a lot of them don't focus on like, that's like why you have like people in high school having relationships and stuff. It's like they're not focused on like the broader picture of what a relationship is about, and like essentially marriage. And it's not saying that like everybody you like go into a relationship you're going to end up marrying, but it's saying that you go into a relationship for the intentions of trying to figure out if like you're compatible or not with this person. And then so a lot of people just don't have that mindset, and so they go into a relationship for like 3-4 months. Like I was just talking to a girl at my work that I work with, and she was saying how she just broke up with another boyfriend because she's never been with anybody more than 3 months.
Yeah, see, like she already has like a standard set. Like
she's already like, oh, I just get bored with people and I go on to the next one. That's like literally like out of her mouth of what she said about it.
So that's another thing. People like already have these standards. Is like, oh, they already know that they get like bored. Like they create these like I don't know, these like structured mentality where this is like how they are and that's just like what it's going to be, instead of like, hey, let me focus on myself in a better way, you know, to not only benefit myself but others, and, you know, actually build something instead of like jumping in real quick, jumping out, and then like, where's the structure at? You have no structure. I mean, we are people that need that structure in life so that we can create and do, you know, awesome things. You know, unity is an amazing thing. You can't always just be out on your own. I mean, there's people out there that are on their own for sure. Yeah, I'm not knocking that. But, you know, they're doing it in the right way. And that's, you know, what we have to strive to do, too. Yeah. We have to, you know, if you're going to be in a relationship, see, because people have different, vocations, whether that be like a single life or whatever like that. But if your vocation, you know, you find it being with, you know, another partner, you just can't run through the mill and just like domino effect every person and go through and, you know, watch that chain reaction knocking everybody else down, you know, until the end. Then everybody's just like broken down at the end. What happens at the end of a domino effect? All the dominoes are falling. You know what I mean? It was fun watching it go down, but once it's all done,
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool right there. That just came to me right there.
That's a good one.
But no, it's for real though. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. I mean, and that's not just like, it doesn't just have to be like in a couple like loving relationship. That can even be like a friendship thing too. You don't want to just go through your friends using them for like your own benefit and that's it. No, friendship is also another beautiful thing too. Or any kind of like relationship, you know, whether it be just like friendly to something loving. Even at home with your parents and stuff, or brothers and sisters, that's like something that you know, I've had struggle with, and you know, I'm sure other people have too. I mean, I know other people have, but those are things that you want to, you know, see if you can find things on your part, you know, so that you know you've done your part and your best to go out there. So you're not the one that's just like, I'll forget it, you know, it's me, I'll worry about myself and that's it. Yes, worry about yourself and all that. Make sure you're doing good, but don't be negative towards others in the process. You know, be humble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot to that too. But would you say you have any like tips or anything, other insights on that?
Tips into like what specifically?
Just like if you have anything in mind between like in relationships, like would you recommend anything to like you being a girl, to other girls out there, or you being a girl knowing, you know, how a girl thinks to other guys, like how to go into things, like what you would feel like more comfortable with, or you know, like other girls mostly would be interested in seeing from a guy?
That's so hard to say.
Like if you were to give like 3 good tips, it doesn't have to be like top 3, but 3 good tips on for a guy like trying to pursue a girl that he's interested in. What would be like some things that you would recommend?
3 good tips would be like patience and like just really get to know somebody and like become friends first and foremost before like going into a relationship with somebody, because like that's really going to be your foundation, and like you should really be able to start a good friendship with somebody first. And then secondly, I would say I don't know.
Well, be patient.
Yeah, patient friendship.
Friendship.
And then thirdly, for going off of like me and you, equal 50-50s. And like, I think that's been a big thing lately.
Yeah, you gotta put in your own work too. Like it's not just gonna
and
together.
Life gets busy and it's hard and stuff, but like in the moments that you do have to spare and the time that you do have, an area to reach out and stuff, make it an even 50-50. And because I feel like also that's another thing that I feel like often when you it's so easy to like pursue.
Right. Here.
I heard the doors.
No.
Oh. It's so easy to like pursue, but then once you have it, it's more of like a let off, and it's like, okay, I have this goldfish now, and it's like I just leave this up on my shelf, and it's my possession, but like I don't feed it and water it and take care of it like I should. Right,
and then you're just malnourishing that, so don't do that. So yeah, I see that, you know, be patient, friendship, and kind of pay attention and pull your weight as well and work together for that unity. So like unity, right? Yeah. So those are like the 3 tips from Emily. I like that. And then like when you were talking about the second one with patience, like Emily could tell you stories about how guys have like tried pursuing her, and then like after the first time talking, they're like already like, oh, I want this. Yeah. You know, I want this like sexual pleasure, and if I don't get that, then like there's no point. So like that's why today you see a lot more like divorces and relationships and stuff like that, and kind of things running to the ground because they are focusing on, you know, you can get all this kind of stuff from anybody, but like to actually build on a true relationship, that's like unique. And when you are creating something, and it doesn't have to even be a relationship, you can do just like anything you're creating. When you're creating something and it's good, all that time you invested in watching it grow is going to bring you so much more pleasure than just like a physical pleasure, you know what I mean? Because that physical pleasure will come from anybody. So focus on what's important, and you'll get all that outer extremities like as it comes along in the relationship. Yeah. You got any questions yet for our lives?
How long have we been going? We've been going for 27 and 38 seconds, so we should wrap it up, honestly.
I guess we can wrap it up.
We're in our last 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, you have a chance now to just like let us know.
We're wrapping it up here.
We're wrapping it up here within the next few minutes. But next time we're going to be talking either about you know, school and things that we've gone through like in elementary, middle, high school, and or we have dreams and stuff because we've been having like some really cool dreams lately. I grew up having like the most wildest dreams and
He's
kind of
some weird.
Yeah, kind of like what they mean and stuff. Like I can even talk to you about like my sister. She's had like dreams that actually come true. I can tell you a few of those. So I'll have like another podcast like on that. So that's just like a little, you know, preview of what's to come. You guys can also recommend things that you want us talking about if you have any questions and stuff. You know, follow us on our TikTok. It's em.and.cj. So it's
_and_cj.
Yeah.
If you type em.and.cj, it comes up anyway.
Right. So we'll go ahead and put that all under, you know, for the underneath. So you just go check that out.
Hit the apps.
But yeah, give us a like, follow. Have any questions? You know, comments. We'll check those out.
Did you say we're doing dreams for our next one?
Yeah, either dreams or the school one. And then we also want to do guest speakers. So like you TikTok guys, we're going to do some guest speakers from you. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining us.
And we'll see you next time.
We'll hopefully see you next time.